Hey, Greg. Hello. Hello, Agnives.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm looking through the branding stuff right now. Looks pretty extensive.
Yeah, the person that started with that, I mean, it was initially not part of the scope of really rolling out the new website and put it in the production, but he is an expert on that. He offered to work on some of those resources, and considering that we don't have anything so far, so I didn't say no, but I'll prefer to get everyone's feedback to see that it's going to be a worth investment. But in my opinion, yes, because I mean, it will help us to scale and be consistent with branding in the future. Hey, Ben.
Hey.
Hey, Jason.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
Hello, Juan.
Hey, Juan.
Let's wait 1 minute more because it seems Julian and Austin are connecting.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, Julian.
Eat people. And a bot.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, I'll start sharing my screen. Did you see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get started. Welcome to another Open Community Wiki meeting. As always, let's start with the meeting etiquette. We would like to record this meeting for sharing with the community and also to share it in YouTube. If someone in this group is against sharing it in YouTube, just reach out to me privately with a direct message and I'll take care of not uploading this one. If not, it will be uploaded tomorrow to YouTube. We encourage everyone to challenge any language or behavior that is harmful or not inclusive or against our code of conduct. We recommend stay on mute when someone is speaking and use the reactions or raise hands to ask for time to speak. And without any further ado, let's go with today's agenda. Second. For today, we have 3 topics in agenda. plus a comment by event to discuss and last amendment in the charter. So let's go with the agenda, but you are still on time. If you have something to discuss, just add a new comment or edit the issue, adding your topic. First point, reviewing last call action items. Past week, there was Easter with holidays in multiple locations. So we decided to cancel the meetings. So there is no action items to review. First point is from me, and provides an update about the new website rollout and some branding resources that someone is building for us. This person is coming from a company called Engine, that is the same company led by Matthew Adams, that is a member of the community. I think that most of the people know him. The person is Paul Waller. So first, I'm going to share what he started working on. It's just for 1 week, is 1 week work, so we can provide feedback to him. But considering that with more than 10 years of age of the project, we don't have any branding resource, I think that it's going to be great having something, because it's going to help us to be consistent with presentations, with website, with style, and it's going to help with sustainability of the project. So this is what he started to work on without any guidance from my side. So he took just the reference of the new website, some versions of the logo. He's using this blue color because the new website is using the blue color, but it seems that it was just an idea of the developer that created the website. So maybe we can tell him that to not use it, or we can choose other color. He also provided this, the typical branding stuff for companies and products, guidance about fonts, color, etc. This one, and how this looks like in the web page. This is the first part of the update about branding. Before going with the update about the website, any comments so far about this? First, do we agree that it's a good investment? And second, comments about the color and the logo. Going to stop sharing.
I like the tweaking to the shape of the logo. I'm somewhat indifferent about the color.
Yeah, I would second that. I'm not particularly fussed about the color. I don't think we need the color, but yeah, I'm open to see what other people think. I guess it's a little subjective.
So it's better to stay in black and white, the traditional, without any color, or are we thinking about any other color maybe?
I'm open to see what other people think, and yeah, not just me that's making that sort of decision. It's going to be something the group discuss really. So yeah, if anybody has any interest in the color or likes that particular color for the logo, then yeah.
So I don't have much care about colors, but it would be nice if we had some standard color that works nicely in dark themes and light themes, and be able to use the same color, if that makes sense.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good point.
Benja, can you bring up that that options page again? I think there's some some examples that use the blue in both dark and light. thought there was. I guess I'm wrong.
Maybe that's something we can ask for.
Yeah.
It might end up being in a
Definitely.
slightly different shade of the blue. I'm not really into
Yeah.
the whole gradient thing. I don't think that looks great, the gradient. But the color is interesting. I think we could explore that.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great point, Jason. I can provide that feedback to Paul and see what he can tweak this color or come up with a different proposal. So we can iterate from there. I have a meet. I'm having a weekly meeting with him, so I'll start putting the notes in an issue to keep transparency with everyone, and I'll be providing updates in this weekly meeting as soon as we have alignment, and we don't need to follow-ups, but I'll make sure that everyone has the information about what he's working on.
Yeah, thanks for doing that and managing that relationship and moving the website stuff forward.
Okay, and if there is no more comment, there are no more comments about the branding. The second part of my update about the website, I like to share the repository. For a second, is the website repository. We are using this project to identify tasks and divide who does what. This is Paul that is taking care of these changes. He provided some updates to include OpenJS Foundation, the favicon, and he's working in this branding and other user interface enhancements, because so far the version of the web page has a lot of range of improvement. Let me open a new issue when we have all the information in one single place. Okay, this issue 336 has a lot of information that I prepared for Paul, and I love to get feedback. We have some personas, the main sections of the website, some prototypes that I'm suggesting Paul to think about, and draft new docs structure for also getting feedback. So Ben created today accessible website with what is in the repository, that is this one. As you can see here, I mean, the landing page is more attractive than what we have right now, but still has a lot of possibilities to get better. And this is why, instead of just releasing this, Paul will work in some proposals about having icons, consistent icons for the sections, and maybe different approach for the landing page. But he didn't start with that. I'm just provided to him some ideas, but I love to get other ideas too. Going back to the project, there is no update, so I'll ask Paul to provide information in our one-to-one. I sent a pull request with all the blog articles to get updated in the website, because so far what we hear is from Alf 2022, half of the year. So I'm migrating all the content. I'm working in also making sure that there is no missing content from the old page to the new web page, because I found in an informal review that there is a lot of content that wasn't migrated. So I'm going to focus on that. But there are other things that we will need support with, like, for example, I'm not a front-end developer. I was like 20 years ago, so I'm like out of shape. And we had the chance to get some support from Postman. So tomorrow I'm going to have a meeting with this person, Ronnie Lookgood, to discuss what we have right now in the repository and how they can help us to get up to speed and get things done faster than me. So as I said, I'll keep everyone updated about how this meeting works. But easily, this person can help us with the building the new landing page, fixing some bugs that I found in the current website, and helping with changing line layouts and any other things that Paul find that we can improve in. Other person that is going to engage to support us is Melinda Gutenmurt from Postman 2. She is a technical writer. We have some things to improve with our docs. Of course, Melinda can fix everything in one single shot, but we will discuss about what she can do to help us with the content taxonomy, with the main pages to start iterating, to provide a better content structure, a better main pages with content to reduce the friction that the people is getting. As the same thing that Ronnie, I'm going to speak with her tomorrow, and expect some changes in this project. For the moment, there are no tasks about technical writing or front end, but if Ronnie and Melinda start working with us, you will expect both of them with some task here. Last update, we are using Cloudflare to have this site, and we will be merging to the main branch to see some changes. I can't provide for the moment a date for having that ready to release, but I'll need like 2 or 3 weeks more of work and alignment with the rest of the people about this. Last but not least, please take a look when you have time to the ISO 336, and you will see the user personas that I'm suggesting to focus on for the experience and the developer journeys in the web page. Some examples of pages that I like. So if you have some good examples of pages, just add it as a comment of edit the issue, and take a look to these ideas about how to improve our landing page. I'm suggesting having a more attractive main section with clear call to action and clear messaging to show what is our value. I'm suggesting adding a section Y JSON schema with our strengths and benefits for both developers and enterprises. I'm suggesting having a section for the tooling ecosystem. I'm suggesting improving the community section. I'm suggesting adding sponsors to the landing page, because it will help us to strengthen our relationship with the current sponsors if we have, and if we don't have sponsors, this will help us to get support. And also, I suggest having a section with the companies or projects that are using JSON schema, because if we want to show that we are ready for production, that can help. But as I said, it's just ideas. It was a long update, but I wanted to take the opportunity to share what we have right now. Thank you for listening my long speech. I don't know if there is going to be any comment because it was a lot.
There's definitely a trend of spreading out information visually, adding a lot more white space into UX. And I'm actually one of those people that likes dense information. I make my text small so I can see as much as possible and that kind of thing. But I recognize that that's counter to popular experience. I think the new website is pretty. I'd like to go through what I haven't done yet is have the two websites side by side. I'd like to have that and kind of go through looking at what we currently have as compared to what's there or in the proposal, to see what's shifted around, what possibly has been removed and stuff like that. So that's probably something I'll try to do this week.
Something that I didn't say, but is important to say is in the new website, the content is totally mixed and structured. The person that make the development, they took everything. I mean, I wasn't there when he did it, but it seems that he took the old website and put everything together with a new refresh of styling. He tried probably to provide or suggest a new content structure that is more logical, but the reality is that he is missing understanding JSON schema chapters with some sections, with something that is like not logical and suboptimal. So if you identify that, we know that that's happening, and this is why we have an issue for restructuring the content. For the moment, focus it in the content we have right now, put everything together and find small ways to improve it, but making sure that we have a content taxonomy that can help us to scale in the future. Because for the moment, with what we have in the old website, I don't think it's not easy to scale. But if we find a way to keep everything together with a more scalable structure, it can help us to iterate and keep adding documents in a way that the people can digest and make sense.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Any comment? Any other comment about that? The second.
The only other,
Yeah.
sorry, the only other thing to me is, look, I trust you personally and also us collectively to end up with something good. But to me, normally, the only thing that I would try and do is to get the thing live as fast as possible, even if it's missing stuff, just so that we don't live it for so long in the situation where we have the new thing, but it's not actually live. Because what will happen is it will just keep drifting and people won't help out with the new thing. So even if it's missing stuff, I personally would put it live as fast as possible, because if that pisses people off and there's stuff missing, we don't have such a complicated website. Someone will just come along and contribute the new stuff that's missing. So my preference would be, as long as we have some understanding of what's missing, that we get it live as fast as possible, and then we can all pitch in on adding stuff rather than keep it in the background and work on it until we think it's at feature parity, because that may never happen, or it may be much harder, or we may spend time working on stuff that really no one cares about. And if you put it live, someone will speak up if they care about something that's missing.
Perfection is the enemy of the good.
Yeah, or of us sleeping at night. The enemy of both of those, I think. Yeah.
There was a lot of thumbs up, so I think most of the people of everyone agrees with your comment, Julian, and I agree too. So I'll make sure that we have like the minimum MVP approach, like having the minimal thing to get this released. I'll share this with Paul, the designer, to see if we can if he has some quick improvements for the landing page to implement, let's do it. And I'll make sure that we have the support of this front-end developer to get things, get the new landing page built and prioritized. So maybe it's going to be a matter of 2 weeks or something like that. The most optimistic in the ideal world. I'll keep everyone updated, but thank you for the feedback. I like it. Everyone like it. Any other comment? Okay, my second point in the agenda is connected with this, and is regarding getting your feedback about creating a repository for keeping all the branding stuff there. Instead of just put it in the community repo or something, is maybe these words like his own repository that is going to be easier to be shared, easy to get contributions. I saw other projects doing the same, so I just wanted to get feedback here, if that makes sense.
I think you could also show some of the branding on the website itself, right? I remember, like for example, the Node.js website, they, apart from having all these resources, I think in a separate repo, they also have a page on their site about branding where they just like echo back the same thing, but on a pretty layout.
It can be a good feature to add for future releases of the website. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm in favor. Particularly, it helps having separate branding and style guide stuff should we need it. So yeah, if it's helpful, then let's do it.
I'm going to share my screen again. One second. To open again the agenda. I added an example, a part of the one shared by Juan in the chat. This is the async API repository for the same purpose. Branding, logo, color, typography. I think that is also good for example, projects or corporations collaborating with us. So this is more professional way to share our branding. Yeah. Any other comment about the repo? I think that it was a yes, I hope, to create the repo. Cool. Okay, and the last point I added in the agenda is one piece of feedback that we received today about how we did with the communication of the result of the survey. So yeah, I'm going to open the comment from Sandrina. And this is what they is saying. Hey folks, I wanted to share some feedback. Today I went into the discussion still kinda supporting unknown keywords, a call for proposal, and there weren't any updates in the last weeks. Then I realized that the discussion was closed and the description was edited with the final decision. Feedback 1. When closing a discussion, please leave a final comment about it so everyone who subscribed gets a notification. The decision says, after hosting a survey, the result indicated that. Where was this survey hosted? I looked through the multiple issues, but I didn't find any link. Feedback 2. It would be nice if you had cross-shared the survey in discussions itself to notify the subscribers. Last but not least, where I can see the new spec document. Okay, I think that is great that the community is sharing the feedback with us all the time. And in my personal opinion, I do agree that at least from my side, I took responsibility because I focused in setting and promoting the survey too much in Slack and in social media, but maybe I didn't manage properly the communication in the GitHub side. So this is one thing. And second, if it's real that we closed the issue with of renamed the issue without adding a comment, I think that we can learn from that and be more careful with that action in the future. But anyways, so from my side, from the communication perspective, I know that I can do better with the GitHub side, and I'll make sure that that won't happen in the future.
So the second sentence that they have there, where we've edited the description and put the decision at the top, and then we close the discussion. That's how I've done several of the discussions. So this is the first feedback I've seen about that specifically. Discussions are weird in that they're threaded. So I don't know how, I don't know. It seems weird to start a new thread with the decision. We can do that. It's not like an issue where you just put a comment at the end. You have multiple threads coming off that discussion. So that's a bit weird. But yeah, we can do that. I can put a comment or start a new thread saying, hey, we've made a decision, I'm closing this. Look at the top. I still like the idea of putting the decision at the top so that when the discussion comes up, you can just see, hey, this is what we decided. And then if you want, you can read on. So I'll probably continue that, but I'm not opposed to putting starting a new thread saying, you know, thanks for feedback, and we've made a decision here. Yeah, I agree that the hosting the survey could have been linked from the discussion. Definitely.
Yeah.
But
so my
yeah.
opinion on whether to edit the description or to add a new comment, I think it actually makes the most sense to put the decision at the top like you've been doing, but obviously the problem with that is people don't get notifications. So I think like that, last thread that you add can just say, we made a decision, look at this, you can go to the description to see what we decided. So that might be compromise or
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Also, there's if it's a question, like we can mark something as an answer and that gets put at the top, but I guess for other kinds of discussions, that's not really a thing. Or is it? Does anybody know if there's anything similar that we can do?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I suppose I don't think there's notifications for marking something as answered either. So
yeah, I don't know.
Solve the problem either.
I mean, posting a last comment on the thing, that's something that we at Postman do a lot, when we use GitHub discussions, so that this is something that works, like a summary, at the end.
I like the idea that Greg, Jason, about updating the beginning of the document and also leaving a comment to making sure that the people has notifications. So if we can try to use that approach, sounds great for me. And for connecting the dots, next time I'll make sure that if there is another survey, make sure that is properly shared in the discussion and is properly linked with open community wiki issues, so the people can track everything. When was discussed, when was created, the survey inside the discussion, so that won't happen again. So. And also that happened because this person is not in a Slack. So that means that I should keep inviting the people to join a Slack from Twitter and finding a ways to connect the GitHub discussions with the Slack like discussions too. So yeah, that's another lesson learned. And the last thing coming to my mind to close this, if there are no more comments, is it will make sense a part of the, because in this case, we have the Greg post wrapping up everything. So I didn't think that having a separate issue to communicate the result of the survey made sense in this case, because we have the post. I don't know if maybe doing both things will be better next time. So having the post with the overall decision and the full context and reflection, and just a more simple issue, just communicating in a plain way the result of the survey.
Well, we do have the ADR as well. We've got the decision record that we created. I think that's more for our records of in line with an issue that you're thinking of. So we've got the ADR first that solidifies our decision, and then there was the blog post which communicates that.
Yeah, for me it's okay, is enough, but I just wanted to make sure that is enough with that. So I think if I keep the posting the survey, updating that the survey is closed in all the discussions too, and we have the article and properly promoting all the channels too, we should be fine next time.
I mean, the only thing that comes to mind for those that limit the channels they're on is when we have a new blog posting, we could also post a new discussion and link to that and provide a forum for people to discuss that article specifically, but it would also draw the attention to the fact that the article is there and they can go and read it.
Any other comment about this one? Okay, but I'm going to share my screen again to see if there are any other points to discuss. It's not this one. Give me 1 second. I have some issues with my mouse. 1 second. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, we are done with my 3 topics. Thank you everyone for your feedback and patience to cover those points. And what we have remaining for today is this comment about Ben. Ben, I don't know, Ben, if you want to.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Matthew Adams today just to keep him apprised of the ongoing developments on the charter work. I don't think he's been following it particularly closely. Just a reminder and for a bit of context, Matthew Adams is someone that I'm going to be putting forward as a candidate for co-chair of the TSC. Once we're established, someone that I've met in person and I think has a lot of valuable experience and knowledge to share with us, and that we would hugely benefit from, particularly in terms of open source, not just running his own company. But yeah, he has a lot of experience in multiple areas, which I think would be super useful for us. But anyway, the point of the highlighting, he had a couple of comments on the charter, and one of them was to potentially include some notes in the out of scope section, which we had previously decided to leave blank. He thought it would be worthwhile specifically mentioning that we don't have any control, or we're not involved in any decisions that are made in critical dependencies that rely on JSON schema, such as the Open API specification or the async API specification, and just and JSON itself even, because there are multiple times when we get people asking us, well, why can't you add comments to JSON? And we're like, well, that's not within the remit of what we can do, and even if we could, I'm not sure we'd really want to. And there are other solutions for that. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting point, and I just wanted to see if anybody had any thoughts on that. If anybody was particularly against it, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I wanted to see if anybody had any comments or arguments for and against. Not necessarily you have to share now, but just highlighting is there. But if you'd like to share now, then yeah, now would be a great time.
What is coming to my mind is what we gain, put it that comment, and what can we lose? Like, okay, we are like washing our hands and saying this is not our problem. So we are making it clear. I don't know for who that it can read this email, but maybe in the other hand, it can seem for someone reading this document that we are not as influential as we we are not too influential, or we are just taking care of our own ecosystem. So I don't know if the message is going to be positive or negative. So we have to think in the balance of what we can gain, or what messaging we can put there for in that kind of message. So I'm not sure about what to choose.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly the case that we have influence in a number of projects that are critical, such as Open API. We're always keeping it to the ground. We're interacting with the people that make decisions. We're providing feedback and an expert review. But I guess it's what's the remit? What's the bounds of what the TSC and the JSON Schema project are taking responsibility for. But with that, I'll leave it there.
It seems it might just be the wording, but it seems rather aggressive to say that projects for which JSON schema is a critical dependency is not our problem. Maybe it's something like it's I don't know. It's not our domain. It's not our responsibility. I'm not really sure. But this statement does seem rather aggressive to me.
Maybe it's a matter of finding the most constructive way to say something in that out of scope, but you are totally right. We have to be very careful with the wording if we put something there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's an opportunity to say, you know, it's you know, we don't claim or suggest we have any control over these projects, but we welcome collaboration and we welcome you know, providing expert review and opinions should such be asked. You know, we're not unfamiliar with that territory. So maybe we can frame it that way. But I guess it depends, you know, what's the target audience of the charter document, who's going to be reading it. And yeah, I guess there's people looking to contribute, but also other people looking to see what bounds the JSON Schema organization operates within.
Maybe we can try to look for examples of other chapters, how they are managing the out of scope sections. If we look to important projects and we can't find any example, maybe it's a symptom that we should do the same, not having anything in the out of scope. So maybe we can. I can spend some time this week looking for examples. So see if I can find something.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback. And sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to express a strong opinion of non-opinion. I don't. I probably feel strongly that I don't think it would matter either way whether such a sentence is in their site. I see no harm and no benefit, which means basically, sure, if someone thinks it's a good idea, I would put it in. If no one does, then I would leave it out. Sounds like someone does. So I don't think it. I don't think it will change one thing if there's a sentence in there basically saying that we JSON Schema or we the TSC have no influence over Open API in a formal sense or async API in a formal sense. Yeah, I don't think it will matter.
Yeah, good point.
I think Ben's comment around we recognize that we're a dependency of others, and we will work with them. I think that's probably the strongest messaging I would go with.
Okay, I'll have a go and see what I can come up with, and see if that aligns with Matthew's intent. I'll just have that discussion, and I'll post that suggestion and put that in. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And we still have a little bit of time, so we have time to discuss any other business or update. Please feel empowered and free to share and ask anything, and everyone.
Juan, is the book done yet?
It will take quite some time. I think there should be like an early release in 2024. So I'm in for the long run. I'll let you know whenever I have some stuff ready to review, but yeah, it's very slow.
And do we have any update about the Open Source Summit and the opportunity to meet in person there?
We don't at the moment. I'm still waiting for updates to come to me. It is all submitted and we're just waiting for that to be responded to. But I'll definitely chase that this week if we don't hear anything, because yeah, we want to put that in as soon as we can.
Okay. Last opportunity. Any other topic or update? It seems not. So we are okay to close this meeting. Thank you everyone for making the time, for providing your insights and feedback. It was a great meeting, and I'll share the notes today, tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day, and let's keep discussing on GitHub and Slack. So thank you, and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Right.